Welcome to Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game. Hi everyone, I'm your host Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and money gamer extraordinaire. Today we're talking about how to vet a financial advisor with author and nationally recognized authority on social media, Amy McElwain. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
Well, the reason I'm having you on here and people are saying, Steve, why do you have a social media person on your money show? Well, I am telling you because people are looking for advisors. They're always hunting. How do I find out? Well, I could go to Brokerage, see how if they're a registered rep. I could check out Brokerage, see if they have any complaints, see if things on. I could go to their insurance commissioner at their state of residence. I could check that out. But that says, okay, they're clean, they have good records, but it doesn't really tell me the person. And I've noticed, and you help me here, I've noticed financial advisors are using Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I think I can find out a lot about it. Tell me what to look for. I'm a consumer. I'm looking for somebody to QB my financial concerns, somebody to be my CFO now. What can I see out in social media that will help me direct and kind of choose the person I want to play with?
Well, more than looking at a broker check or all of those other things, look to your friends. Look for the referrals, and you can find them on social media. So go in LinkedIn, for example, and search for Financial Advisor Phoenix. And it's going to come up the people that you are connected to. So if it maybe a financial advisor will come up that's a second-degree connection or a third-degree connection. And then you can see who you know in common, and you can actually ask that friend if this is someone that is they might consider doing business with.
Give me, from a consumer point of view, rank me on this connection. First degree, second degree, third degree connection, because that'll tell me a little bit more how close they are to the advisor. Tell me the definition on that.
Yep, so the first degree connection is someone that you're actually connected to. A second degree connection is somebody that your friend is connected to. So say, for example, there's, I know you, and I do a search for Financial Advisors Phoenix, and it brings up somebody, and I don't know who this person is, but you are a mutual connection. So you are the second degree connection. And I then can ask you, Steve, who's this financial advisor you're connected to? I'm looking for a new advisor. Would you recommend him?
So I would be the second degree connection.
You would be the second degree connection.
I would give you my referral or whatever. And in my case, if I was going to refer an advisor, which I get asked all the time in different states, I always give three. I try to give three people so they can kind of look at, all right, now I have my referrals. I have two or three. I'm going to see if I can find them on their own Facebook page, or do they have a Twitter account? Or tell me what I'm looking for when I'm looking. Now that I got a couple, two or three to look at, what am I looking for to make a decision as a consumer?
As a consumer, you want to look for a financial advisor that has a social media presence on LinkedIn, on Facebook, that's out there connected. The larger their network, the more audience, the more people they're connected to. That can potentially lend to their credibility, or might cause you to look into them a little bit further. You also want to look at the content they're putting out there. The advisor should be putting out valuable educational content. See if they're writing blogs, what they're putting out there. Oftentimes they may be sharing photographs around their office. See how they interact and engage. Do they have strong relationships with their clients? So those are things that you can really utilize social media to pre-vet any financial advisor before you meet with them. Okay,
now how important though, I'm on LinkedIn now, let's say I got my three as I suggested. Should I be looking at their bios, their education? What is that helpful for when I'm in the vetting process?
It absolutely is. So again, taking an opportunity to look at their bios, looking at their education, how long have they been in the business? You can gauge all of this from the profiles. Also look at some of their hobbies, maybe some of the charities that they participate in. See if you can connect and have any common interests. Will help you choose somebody that may be more suited for you.
Okay, so LinkedIn seems to be the more conquerable area here, because if I'm a consumer, I'm looking for a new financial advisor, or I'm shopping around for a second opinion on a suggestion I had from my existing advisor, which I see a lot, by the way, trying to get a second opinion. Now I'm looking at the ability to go from LinkedIn, which I get as a corporate use. You know, I'm a consumer and I see them trying to advertise their wares. They're kind of telling me their PR. But now I want to punt and go over to Facebook, which to me seems to a little bit more relational. Do I get a feel of this guy's as a person, or this gal who's an advisor? Does Facebook give me another dimensional look on my advisor that I'm looking for?
It absolutely does. So looking at their Facebook fan page, now that's going to be different than their Facebook profile.
Yeah, what's the difference between those?
So the profile is what we as individuals have. A business, however, has a fan page. So this is kind of their storefront on Facebook, where you can go to learn more about them and their company. So you want to look and see if that advisor has a Facebook fan page. And again, what type of content they're sharing, how frequently they're updating. Are they engaging with their fans and their clients? Looking at, are they posting videos, articles that you can read, maybe photos of their office. and see, are they doing fun client events? So looking at these things and seeing if it could be a good fit for you and your family.
If I'm an advisor and I'm trying to get new people, I would invite anybody that wanted to come to my client events. I would think an appreciation event, especially if I'm trolling for new clients. As a consumer, when I go out there and I see what they're doing, I can kind of make an assessment. How many would you say, how many people should I look at when I'm looking? I said recommended 3, but how many Facebook pages, LinkedIn? I'm going to do a little due diligence. This is my money. I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
You absolutely do. So, go out there and look for 2 to 5 different pages to connect with. And again, when you're looking at those Facebook fan pages, you can actually see which of your friends might also be a fan of that page. So then you have the ability to ask your friend what they might think of that advisor, why they're fans of that page, and what they're gaining from that. So again, the whole relational aspect, the connectivity that social media is.
When we come back from the break, I want to talk a little bit about some of the film and video that's out there on YouTube and Vimeo.
Take a close look at your hard-earned dollar. How do you think your money's doing? Are you keeping an eye on it? Is it protected from taxes, inflation, and market risk? Over time, those Washingtons could become Franklins. With tax-advantaged indexed universal life, from one of the largest distributors of indexed universal life, Ash Brokerage.
Well, welcome back. Amy, we're talking about video now. It's a little different. It is social media. I've noticed there are 2. One is huge, YouTube, everybody knows that. And I've seen this more artisan version of YouTube called Vimeo. More of the artisan people are really serious about filming. And I've seen some advisors out there who have studios like we have here, a little higher end, but they're doing both. Give me a little bit of YouTube. What am I looking for? People are talking. Can I actually read a person? Can I see their sincerity? Can I see their honesty? I mean, I'm trying to see if I can vet a person by watching a video that they produced.
You absolutely can. That nonverbal communication, the body language that you get through videos is extremely powerful in being able to communicate and relate to the person speaking to you.
Well, I saw on one of the Fox, I think it was an O'Reilly Factor, Fox News, they actually brought in a person who looks at nonverbal communication to say, are they buying it? Are they sincere? I mean, she was actually doing so. I thought it was a little voodoo economics there from myself, but it seemed like it was working. So if I have a video out there, if I have several videos out there, they kind of get to see me. Do I want to look at a person who's, I'm trying to look at a person that's just going to take care of me. Am I looking to try to match my personality up with the advisor by watching video?
You want to use the video to really understand what that person is about. And it doesn't matter if they're in a fancy studio or sitting behind a desk. With YouTube and the online video, you want real, you want authentic, you want that raw. So you want the advisor to be coming across and kind of showing you who they are, that they're passionate about this and how they're going to be able to help you.
Now, when I'm looking at, whether I look at Vimeo or YouTube, which of course YouTube is the dominant one, I'm also trying to look at some of the things that they say, because I notice that people use video blogs, I do as well. They put a little bit of PR underneath the video explaining the video. Does that kind of give me a read between the lines kind of understanding too? Does that give me a little tip off?
It gives you a little preview of what is going to be discussed in the video. So it's always good, read the headline, read the description, and then go ahead and click on and watch the video. The typical user only experiences the video for 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So that's the average length people are really, if they're skimming through looking to look at it. So make sure that this is something you take a look at the time as well before that you click on it to watch the video.
Okay, so let's say I get done. I've looked at 3 to 5 different advisors. I've been on YouTube. I've been on Vimeo. I've been on the traditional LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter social media. Now I'm willing to go, okay, I noticed that they gave me a web address. I'm heading out to the web address. What am I looking for? I'm on their site now. What am I looking for in my vetting an advisor process?
With the website, you want to be looking again for educational pieces. How are they providing value through blogging, through articles, through white papers they've written. But before you go to the web and before you go to the social media, before you go to all of this, Steve, what you want to do is go to Google. Go to Google and just Google their name and put their name in quotation marks so that you can get that exact phrase together and see what shows up. And you can bet that oftentimes the first things that show up are going to be their LinkedIn, their Twitter, their Facebook handles, their websites. But go to Google and Google their names to find out and dig up what might be uncovered.
I've also noticed that many advisors play in what I call industrial sites, sites that are germane to insurance, securities, whatever they're into. Even though it is specifically for advisors, I see many consumers on there checking out who seems to be wise, and they're actually getting leads on that. So from a consumer point of view, I might want to go to some of these what seem to be high-end industrial sites just to kind of view, where is this guy vaulted? Is he kind of accepted as being an authority by his peers? That kind of helps me. Have you seen that a little bit move? Because I see it all the time on some of the websites that I'm on that are much more industrial.
Yes, and people are finding those sites through Google, through links on Twitter, through various third-party channels. So that's how you can find some of those sites. Again, Google is a great resource that will guide you in those directions.
I actually, for myself, was looking for somebody in a specific genre, and I was able to go to Google, Google his name, found him on an industrial site, saw that he was getting kudos from his own advisor colleagues, and I said, there's a person I need to talk to. If I'm a consumer and I can do this, I can kind of homogenize and get a pretty good idea before I make that call.
Absolutely. And you can use LinkedIn the same way. LinkedIn is actually an extremely powerful search tool. So going into the search factor in LinkedIn and searching for keywords. So maybe you're an accredited investor and you want to work with an advisor that specifically focuses on accredited investors and those higher end assets. So you can search for accredited investments.
Now, as a
Denver.
consumer, do I need to be a LinkedIn member myself?
Yes, you do need to
so
be
you
a
still
LinkedIn
have to get
member.
on there somehow. Okay, so maybe I have somebody at home that already has an account, but I want to get on there and do what you said. I'm going to put it right in LinkedIn, so I don't even have to necessarily go to Google, right?
Nope, you can put it directly in LinkedIn. And let me clarify though, you do not necessarily need to have an account yourself. So a lot of these names will come up. However, if you're not a member, you may not be able to view their profile. People have different privacy restrictions on their profile, and some of them do not allow you to view their profile unless you are a LinkedIn member. So you can go on and do these searches without a LinkedIn profile. You just may not be able to see the full results of the pages that come up.
I love your information, how to vet an advisor using social media and online video. I think that's a really good way to interview without interviewing.
Yes.
I love it, great. Well, that's our show for today. I want to thank Amy McElwain for being our special guest and today's Money Mentor. And before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always consult your tax advisor or legal counsel. And as the good Reverend John Wesley once said, make all you can, save all you can, give all you can. I'm Steve Savant. I'll see you next week.